Hello crochet friends, it is time for another crochet project from Crazy Cool Crochet. This is Sylvia, and in this project we are going to make this super lightweight crochet summer poncho using these very soft muted shades of rose, ivory, blush, and white. This yarn is a number 2. So very, very lightweight, perfect for summer. Very flowy and drapey, incredibly comfortable. Now we are going to keep this poncho fairly unadorned. The colors and the drape is really what makes this special. So there's really no need on this particular poncho for any fringe. We're keeping this one nice and clean and simple. Just beautiful. So in addition to the yarn, we are using a crochet hook, which is a size G or 4.25 millimeter, the yarn needle, and some scissors. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me start by showing you one of the panels, and we make 2 identical panels. Here are the 4 colors, the rose, blush, ivory, and white. We are using the super easy, super popular double crochet V-stitch. And this will give us a nice airy, flowy poncho. So soft. So we're going to make the 2 panels. We will put them together, and then we'll add a couple of rows of single crochet just to finish it off, and it's done. This works up so fast and uses surprisingly very, very little yarn. The skeins that I showed you at the beginning, we use less than 1 skein, much less of each color. Now this tutorial is for a size small. For additional sizing instructions, you will need to go to the blog at crazycoolcrochet.com. Also, when the Etsy pattern is ready, the printable pattern, you will find that at my Etsy shop, which is Crazy Cool Crochet US, as in United States, .etsy.com. I will leave the links in the description area below the video. Think of that as a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, okay? There's all kinds of fun stuff in that pot of gold down in the description area, but you have to open it up. For those of you who don't know how to open that up, on a PC, it will show, on a computer or laptop, it will say show more down in the white space. Click that and boom, it will open up that description area. If you are using a mobile device, you will see a little teeny tiny V, like an arrow, next to where it says Crazy Cool Crochet, again in that white space. Click that little V and that will open it up. And there you go. Pot of gold. Okay, now back to the tutorial here. So what we are going to do, and I'm just showing you on a swatch. So you will start with a foundation chain of 110 for size small. Then you are going to enter a double crochet into the 5th chain from the hook. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the 5th chain, enter a double crochet. Chain 1 and double crochet in the exact same chain. If you need help with the beginning stitches, if you are really a beginner, I'll leave a little white box up above with the beginner tutorials, so you can go there. Okay, now we're going to skip 2 chains, 1, 2, and do that again. So double crochet into the next chain, chain 1, double crochet in the same chain. Skip the next 2 chains and do your V-stitch. So of course that 2 double crochets in the chain is a V-stitch. And you'll see it better on the next row, how that forms a V. Skip 2 and repeat. Let me do that again. And yes, you can work loosely. This is fine. It's actually better because it results in a more airy, more drapey poncho, which is exactly what we want. Okay, now you're at the end and you've got 3 chains left. Okay, so even if you had the 110 chains here, you will at the end have 3 chains left over. Skip the 2, double crochet in the last. Chain 3. You will chain 3 after every row and turn. And now we're going to do the repeat rows. So going forward, you're going to enter a V-stitch into the center of the V-stitch below. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the same space. Now go over to the next V-stitch. Be careful you're not going into that space between the V-stitches. You're going into the V-stitch. So yarn over, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the same space. Jump over to the next V-stitch and do a V-stitch in the V-stitch. Now we're going into the last one. And now you've got your turning chain, so double crochet in the turning chain. And chain 3. Then you'll turn, and you'll just keep repeating that. You can see how the V's are forming. Now for a size small, you will end up with 35 of the V-stitch sets for each row. And you will work with this color for 9 rows, and then we'll change colors. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you how we change colors. So we're going to pretend this is row 9. We did our last V-stitch. We started the last double crochet. Let me do that for you. Okay, so we start the double crochet in the turning chain until you have 2 loops on the hook, and you stop. Then we bring in the next color, and you complete that double crochet with the new color. Just bring the yarn through the 2 loops, and then do your chain 3. That's it. That's how easy it is to change colors. And then you turn, and you continue. And there you go. And of course you will cut off the first color, leave a tail maybe 5 inches long, cut that off, and work your 9 rows in the second color. Then at the end of row 18, you'll change color again to the 3rd color, and repeat that for the 4th color. So we've completed our 2 panels, and you did 9 rows for each color, for each panel, and now it's time to seam the panels together. So make sure that you've got wrong sides facing up on both panels. So the right side is indicated by the tail from the foundation chain. So there's the tail, there's your foundation chain. So this is the right side. So we have to turn it over. So we've got the wrong side up, and we've got the long panels going this way. So lengthwise like this, and then the same for the second panel. So that's the second panel going lengthwise that way. So situate your panels like so. So have the edges over here meeting together, and then because this particular yarn is so stretchy, you want to make sure so that it's not all stretched out and skewing incorrectly. So just make sure that it's all nice and comfortable and equally situated for both panels so that one is not stretching further than the other. Then I used a contrasting piece of yarn to indicate where it meets at the end of this panel so that when you are seaming it, it's not again stretching out and skewing this incorrectly. And it's up to you if you want to first weave in your tails or if you want to save that for later. But my suggestion when weaving in the tails is to weave them in going that way, not this way, so that you are not making the seam line any thicker than it needs to be, and so you're not incorporating all these different colors into the seam. Now we're going to seam with a simple whip stitch. So you want to grab your yarn needle with a length of yarn. I'm going to use white. And you grab your 2 panels. I'm going to start on this end. I've already inserted the yarn here right into the corner, and I tie the end and knot it so it's extra secure. Now you want to be working under 2 strands on each panel, and the whip stitch you just go over and around. That's all there is to it, so just do this all the way down till you get to the end. Okay, now that we've got the panel right side up, we're going to fold and seam. So we're going to bring this long panel over to meet the edge of this second panel. So once you have this edge situated, then we will fold that little piece of the panel over to meet this edge here. And that is where we will be seaming. So go ahead and seam that edge right there. Now for the finishing touch, we're going to do a row of single crochet just to finish this, give it a little cleaner edge. And I'm going with the first color, or the rose as it's called. I would start on a shoulder rather than one of the points on the neck, because this will show more than this. And you've got right side facing up. We're going to attach with a chain right there, and then a single crochet in the same space. And then we'll single crochet around. And the goal is to enter your single crochets as evenly spaced as possible. So just work your way around. Now when you come back to where you started, slip stitch into that first single crochet, and then do a chain. I prefer to do 2, and you'll cut off the yarn, leaving a nice tail, so that you can weave this all in when all is said and done. So now you can see how that gave it a nice finished edge. Now we're going to do the same along the bottom. So all along this edge, all the way around. And it's up to you if you want to do more than one row. And here is the completed lightweight summer poncho in double crochet V-stitches. Now I decided to just go with the one row of single crochet on mine. And this is because I wanted to stay with the delicate theme, the lightweight feel and look. Also, I wanted to clarify, as you were working your single crochets and you got up to a corner, enter 3 single crochets in the corner. That will keep the point. And of course, in the larger spaces, feel free, or actually you should, enter 2 single crochets in the larger spaces. So I hope you enjoyed this project as much as I did. So make sure to give me a thumbs up down in the white space. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're going to make this. Maybe what colors you're going to go with. Or maybe you'll go one solid color. That would be gorgeous too. So thank you all for visiting. Thank you for watching. And we will see you on the next project.